Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. Sorry I've not been around much. I have been absolutely flat out. And I'm going to tell you a bit about it, what I've been doing and stuff today while I do my makeup because I got to go to work. So I thought I'd show you what I do when I'm working at the pub, doing waitressing or behind the bar. I wanted to show you what sort of makeup I'm wearing. And I'll just start with that really quickly. I was using, for primer, I was using my e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, but I've run out of that one. So now I'm using this one. This is the LA Girl Pro Prep HD, so High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. And it's weird because it's clear. So it really took me off guard the first time I used it because I was like, oh, it's clear. What is this? I've got my mirror. I'm just going to hold it so that you guys, don't cop the reflection back at you. And I never know, I'm just realised I'm using the wrong hand. I never know if I'm using too much primer or too little primer with this. Like, obviously you can feel it on your face, but because it's clear, I never really know. And it sounds weird now I'm saying that out loud, but I always use a lot of primer. I'm pretty sure in one of my last vlogs that I did tell you guys that I'd started a new job, and it was only a casual to help out my friend and publican at the Noble Falls Tavern. Shout out to the guys there. It's been going really well. They went on holiday, so I was working pretty flat out. People getting sick and people still getting COVID and stuff like that. So I've been absolutely flat out until last week I was pretty flat out. And I feel like I just haven't had time to scratch myself, let alone figure out an idea for a video. So, all right, well, that's my primer done. Next, we will do foundation. I'm using this. Technically, it's a concealer, but I'm using it as an all-over foundation. And my sponge, it's nice and damp. So this is L'Oreal Paris Infallible More Than Concealer. And this is in the shade Cedar. It is a little bit, I've got primer all over my hands. It is like a little bit dark, or maybe a bit too orange for me. But once I do the rest of my face and once I'm at work, you don't notice it. Before I do that, I'm just going to prime my lips. This is the Clean Colour Sugar Kiss Lip Primer, and it's just a clear one, and I haven't had it that long, so I'm still sussing it all out, but it seems to do the job. Anyway, foundation. I did drop back on doing farm stuff a little bit for a while there. Just, it's been quiet and they didn't really need me. Like, I was still helping the boys, driving them around and, stuff like that. Why is my hair not cooperating with me today? Still doing that sort of thing. I wonder if they can see the difference. It does look really quite yellow on camera, actually. Oh, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to look more orange. So I still have been doing farm stuff, obviously, deliveries and, whatever else. But mostly I've been at the pub recently. So I got hired as a kitchen hand because everyone needs someone to wash dishes. I hadn't worked in a kitchen for ages. So to be back in one, especially one that I worked in many, many years ago before the current publicans had it, it was quite surreal, actually. I mean, the kitchen has changed a lot, but, it's been renovated and stuff. But, it was quite good. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. Everyone has bad days. I had a really bad day. What day was it? Friday, the week just gone, which I will tell you about in a moment. But, sometimes in the kitchen when it's really busy, they get me to run, like do waitressing and run food. Wow, I look pale. Do I look pale? Is it pale? Or is it orange or yellow? The difference between what I'm seeing in there and what I'm seeing in here, it's almost like night and day. I did really not expected that. I don't think I've actually used this foundation on camera before, so... or at least not applied it on camera before, so yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so sometimes I run food and, you know, they sort of realised, oh crap, we actually don't have a proper waitress today, it's going to be busy. So they started getting me to do like proper shifts, waitressing shifts. And I love waitressing. I don't know why I do, but I do. I love waitressing. And yes, I know I'm dragging this down my face, but it's what I do because it doesn't actually look that bad in person, but on the camera, I don't know, is it yellow? I think I look yellow. I think that's what it is. It honestly does not look this bad in person, I promise. This is the same light that I do it in. The only thing that's different is it's on camera a little bit. Yeah, anyway, I love waitressing. I don't know why, I just do. And then because I have my responsible services of alcohol certificate, they got me some shifts in the bar while the publicans were away. And I enjoyed it. I do miss working in a bar, but I didn't think I'd ever do it again. I didn't really plan on doing it again. Wow, I look orange. I can't get over how orange I look. I do need to blend it down my neck a little bit, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'd never planned on working in a bar again, but it's just sort of how it happened. And I really enjoyed it, but at the same time, I didn't hate it, but it reminded me of why I didn't want to work in a bar again. But, you know, because I'm not there full time like I have been before, you know, I'm just doing it to help out. I'm totally okay with that. All right, what I do next is my concealer. And if you notice, I didn't quite do my foundation like right underneath my eyes here because I just put concealer there now. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer with a satin finish in the shade Fair Warm. And I just put this, just a little dot there, and a little swipe here, and a swipe there. And I don't think I need it anywhere else, but for work, that's literally just the only spots I put it. Obviously, if I'm going out or something, I'll put a little bit more on, but yeah. And then I just sort of lift my face a little bit just there. I still look so orange. I can't get over how the difference on camera. Oh, right. Oh. I need to be using my face masks and eye masks again. I haven't used a hyaluronic eye mask in ages. I think I've only got one left. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. So, you know, people have been getting sick, and I was sick for a little while. People are still obviously getting COVID. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, but at the same time, it's been really good. Next, I'm going to set my face. Actually, I'm going to have a drink of water. Next, I'm going to set my face with the OXX Bloom Translucent Powder. Flawless finish, mattifying and long wear. I don't use this on an everyday basis. This is literally just what I use for work. So it works really well. And I mainly do under my eyes, just a little bit. It's actually a really cute powder. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, it is translucent, but in the little pot, it's like a peachy, almost pink colour. And then I just put a little bit all over it, everywhere else. just to set the rest of my face. Obviously, when I'm working in the kitchen, I don't have makeup on. I think that's only happened once. I wasn't actually I wasn't rostered on to work in the kitchen, but they were short a kitchen hand, so I was trying to help them out and that sort of thing, and help do some dishes and stuff. And that's when I had my bad day. That was Friday just gone, and I had a bit of a panic attack. Simply because I felt like I was doing too much, and I was pretty stressed. Now I'm just brushing off the powder, by the way. Look, pretty stressed. I'm still feeling a little fragile from it because it was only a few days ago, of course. Still feeling a little bit fragile, but doing better. Basically what happened is I felt like I wasn't getting any help because no one was able to help me. They were all busy doing their own things. And that's totally fair. I understand that. I know that. And I walked into the kitchen. I'd just taken some food to some people. And I walked back into the kitchen, intending to do some dishes while I had a free couple of moments. And one of the chefs had finished cooking a pot of sauce, and they'd taken the sauce out of the pot, put the pot down for it to be washed. And I lost it. I don't know what it was. I just lost it. And for the rest of the evening, I just couldn't. I couldn't get it together. It was weird. Now I'm just using a spoolie to brush up my eyebrows a little bit before I set them. Yeah, so it was a really tough night. And unfortunately, it was also the night that you know how sometimes when something bad happens, or, someone passes away, or, something like that, it can take a little while for it to kick in. That's sort of what happened with me on Friday. Is my half-sister's mum passed away a little while ago. And the following Saturday, after we'd finished work, that was it was a celebration of life. And for whatever reason, on Friday was the day it kicked in for me, that was why we were going down there. I'm setting them down with the Model Co Clear Brow Gel. I know it looks gross. I need some new brow gel because this one just is looking a little bit gross. But it's totally fine for work. Actually, it's almost empty. I think it's almost empty. Friday I was feeling quite fragile. I cried multiple times, pretty much came straight home after work, had a big cry to Mick, didn't even eat dinner. I just literally had a shower, I think, and went to bed. Oh, is that hair on me? Yeah, that's on me. I'm feeling a lot better today, and right, I'm going to do my eyes next. For eyeliner, I'm just using, this one is the OXX eyeliner in cream, and I'm just putting that on my bottom waterline. It needs a sharpen, actually. See if I can do this without making myself look silly. Can I do it on there? No, that looks silly. Does that look silly? I think that looks silly, but does this look worse? I don't know. I don't wear a lot anyway. Oh, yeah, it needs a sharpen. It's starting to get tickly. Oh. Enjoying everything that I'm doing on that side of work. But farm-wise, it's been pretty chill, if I'm honest. I've got this week at the pub, and then I start pretty much full-time doing lamb tailing next week. We're supposed to start next week. I use this as this is my eyeshadow. So this is the Miss Sporty Wonder Metal Creamy Eyeshadow Pencil. And I don't think it has a shade name. I'm thirsty again. But it's like hang on, let me do a little swatch so you can see. Yeah, see that? It's like a nice goldeny metallic one. And then on the other end, hang on. I've just noticed that. This one's called Golden Reflections. There's like this spongy bit on this end so you can like blend it, but I don't bother. I just whack it on when I'm at work. And I don't use any primer at the moment for my eyelids because this is literally like a crayon. So I don't use primer because I don't know, when I have used primer before, it just didn't seem to work as well. Like it didn't apply as well. Yeah, so I'm not using any primer, and I do take this quite high. Can you see the shimmer? I do take it quite high, but I just pretty much use it all over, and I do a little bit in my inner corner, so like where you would put a highlight, and then I bring it down on the outside corner a little bit as well, literally just a little bit. Oh, you can see. Yeah, so farm stuff. Tailing starts next week. Yeah, it's all going to be go, go, go. I still will be working at the pub after we finish tailing and hay and all that sort of stuff. But I think, I believe it's going to be much more on a casual basis of, if they get stuck, they'll give me a ring. If they know someone wants time off, they'll roster me on, that sort of thing. So that will be nice. And I'm sitting here wondering why everything sounds different. It's because I'm not in the studio. Everything's a little bit more echoey, and I don't have music playing. Right, okay, mascara. I'll leave that till last, actually, because I need to put my setting spray on first. Right, I've been doing just a little bit of contour, just a little bit, and this is the e.l.f. contour palette, and I just use like the smallest amount of this shade on my little squished angled brush. Like it's literally the smallest amount, just to give a little bit of definition, like contour's supposed to do. Because I find when I only use bronzer, like it still works, just, I don't know, doesn't seem right to only use bronzer. And this side always seems to work better. I don't know why. It's not, you can't see it very well on camera, but I promise you, it is there. Right. Bronzer. OXX Cosmetics Browder. That was loud, I'm sorry. Bronzer powder. And this is in the shade Wave. This is what it looks like. It is just a cheap bronzer, but it works perfectly well for work and stuff. I'll just put a little bit there. A little bit there. My brush smells like, my brush smells like cheese, like Parmesan cheese, and I've just looked to where it was sitting, and it was actually, I didn't realise when I put them there, but there's actually a little bit of Parmesan cheese on my desk from my lunch. Oh, goodness me. Right, I'm going to put a little bit under here, down my neck, just a little bit. I've got a lot on my chin. What else has been happening? Oh, I have my computer. I'm sitting at it right now. Oh, when I put bronzer on now, I don't put it in like where my temples are anymore. I think it just suits my face better if I don't do that. Anyway, yes, computer. So I have a new computer. It is pretty much ready to roll. I'm just waiting to suss out internet connections and that sort of thing. And to get my my video editing program installed, because I'm pretty sure I just want to go with Windows Movie Maker. I've used it before. I just need to get a copy of it. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for that, and I'll have editing capabilities, and I'm super stoked. Blush. I don't wear a lot of blush on my cheek areas. So this is by Essence. It's called the Blush in the shade Beaming. It's matte. It's beautiful. I love it. So what I do is I literally just put the smallest amount on the apples of my cheeks. Just a little bit. And then what I do is I sort of bring it up around here. Because when I say this all the time, but when I'm naturally flushed and blush, this area of my face goes really pale. So I like to have a little bit of blush there. And, you know, apparently wearing lots of blush all over your face is in at the moment. So, yeah. You guys, you can sort of see it, can't you? It's sort of, it looks natural. I think it looks natural anyway. I just realised I didn't get my little brush for my highlighter out. Where's that? There it is. So this is my highlighter. It's all broken up at the moment, but this is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Pearl. And I made the mistake of breaking it up and getting it all crumbly. I don't even remember how I did it now, so I've got to be really careful when I apply it on my finger, because that's how you're supposed to apply it, that I don't get like big chunks on there. And I put quite a bit of highlighter on. See? Can you see those chunks? Let me see how it's all chunky, and yeah. If you've got butter bronzer or butter highlighter, for the love of God, don't get chunky bits in it, because it makes applying it a pain in the bum. See? Oh, right. Where's my brush? I can fix this. There we go. Oh, I haven't done the other side yet. So yeah, interesting times ahead. I've got some mystery boxes coming from, what was the website called? Melbourne Secret Sales. And then I've got a couple of more makeup challenges that I want to do. There's lots of things that I want to do, but I feel really hampered because I can't edit. And like, I just looked at the timer on this video, and you know, I've been sitting here for 22 and a half minutes or so, you know, talking at you and doing my makeup without, you know, anything else happening. And, you know, it can get a bit boring, you know, so I can you even see the highlighter on that side? Where's my other brush? So yeah, you know, there's lots of things that I want to do, but I can't really do them until I have editing capabilities. Where's my other brush? There it is. I'm just going to take a little... Has this got black on it? No. Yes. Why does this have black on it? What did I use this for? Am I missing a brush? Where's my little brush gone? Ah, there it is. It was hiding. Take a little brush. Get some highlighter on it. Just a little bit on the end of my nose. Oh, a little bit on my chin. Oh, I missed a bit of powder. A little bit on my chin. I do put a lot of highlighter on, but I like it. Okay, what are we up to? Mascara. Only a couple of things left, and then I'll let you go. This is the NYX Worth the Hype Volume and Lengthening Mascara in the shade Brownish Black. I don't worry about curling my lashes or anything like that. I just pop a bit on. Also at this stage, like when I'm looking at my eyelashes, I'll see if I need to put or want to put any more eyeshadow on. Today I'm looking pretty good, so I'm going to leave it alone. And some on the bottom lashes. Got this song. What's it called? It's called Hyper Hyper. And it's by... Ow, I just poked myself in the eye. It's by the band called Electric Callboy, and it's just stuck in my head. It's been in my head all day. And if you like dance club music crossed with metal, then it's you'll like them. And like the what do you call them? Video clips, music video clips of theirs. Oh, it's funny. Worth a Google. Worth looking it up on YouTube. Highly recommended if you like that sort of thing. Right. See, if I had my editing, I could have just been like, right, now I'm going to apply my mascara, and then like been really quick with it. I forgot to put my setting spray on first. Right. Oh, there we go. So this is the OXX Cosmetics Matte Setting Spray infused with kaolin, clay, aloe vera, and rose water. This is the one that gets sticky, so I'm trying to use it before I open a new one. There we go. Right, and last, it tastes funny. Last but not least is lips. This is the L'Oreal Paris, what do they call it? Matte lip crayon. Oh, matte lip crayon, there we go. In the shade Brulee Everyday, and it is a crayon. It is in a red shade. Sorry, it is. I like it because it's super long lasting. Like one of my workmates even said to me after we finished, she's like, have you reapplied your lipstick? And I was like, no. She's like, still looks the same as when you got here. And that, you know, that was 4 or 5 hours ago, you know, so that's why I like this lipstick. And it's matte. And I still can't apply it straight, but you know, I'll get to that. There we go. That'll do. And that is me ready for work. Well, I've got to get dressed and do my hair. But anyway, that's me ready. Thanks for joining me. If you made it this far, comment something silly in the comments. Something like pineapple. If you got this far, comment pineapple in the comments below. And, you know, whatever. Like and subscribe while you're at it, you know. I shouldn't need to... Maybe I should do this part at the beginning of the video. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, blah, blah, blah. Don't need to tell you. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you want to do it, you will do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm not going to talk you into it. So, anyway. Keep in tune for some more interesting videos coming up. And, yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.